We have some very, very special guests in the studio. They made it. God willing, the bridge was the bridge was all right.
It was good.
It was good. We had to have this conversation last time. The bridge was open. So Jonathan Emile is in the building, ladies and gentlemen, along with C and Miss Tiffany Alexis. I hope you don't mind me calling out the government on air. So, we're definitely happy to have you guys. Before you guys actually got here, I was talking to Daybye on air, just saying that you were actually one of the more animated guests that we had on the show. You were actually one of our very first guests.
Really?
And it's been hard to top. And that's no disrespect to any of the other guests if you guys are listening.
But animated.
Animated just in the sense that you knew what you wanted to say. You came with a mission, and it was a very easy interaction that I had with you. The first time it didn't feel forced. Is essentially what I'm trying to say. For those of you who are listening who are unfamiliar, we've been playing a lot of Jonathan's music here on the Heavy Hitters Radio show. The City That Always Sleeps, featuring That Never Sleeps, That Always Sleeps, I'm tripping, that features myself and Miss Natasha Marie, as well as Heaven Help Them featuring Kendrick Lamar, both songs off of the upcoming project that Jonathan is here to promote today. So with no further ado, let's get into that. It is the Lover Fighter document. Let's talk about it. First of all, the name. Explain that name to us.
Well, it's, every human being has like two modes, right? The lover and the fighter, and that's what it's really about. It's about that contrast and just being who you are, right? You got to know when to be the lover, when to be the fighter,
right? And
when to turn on each of those is important to being successful in whatever you do, right? So the project is about my experiences battling cancer, doing music, being an activist, and understanding that, when you fight, it comes from a place of love, and you have to love the struggle. Like, life is a beautiful struggle.
Right.
So that's what the project is about. It's my contract to the game. This is who I am. This is where I'm going with it. So that's why it's called the document, the Lover Fighter document.
So essentially, it's the duality between
right.
the two of those things that's very important. I was actually having a conversation with K13 over at a little barbecue we did this weekend, and that we talked exactly about that. So I think that whole concept is so relevant to right now, speaking just to that, because it really is a duality. I mean, everybody goes through the ups, the downs, the dark, the light, smile, the pain, everything really is a duality. So as time is getting away from us, we're going to get into the first record, and then we're coming right back to resume the interview. Now, this first record actually features a pretty legendary hip-hop artist in the game, Mr. Buckshot,
right? OG, man.
OG. You don't get any more OG than that, so definitely big shout-out to Buckshot, but I'm going to go ahead and stop talking and let you introduce this song real quick.
All right, this is called The Century. Jonathan Emile featuring Buckshot off the Lover Fighter document. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you for coming. Let's get into that. DJ Blaster, it's The Century. Jonathan Emile featuring Buckshot. Let's go!
We got one more collection in New York right now.
Yeah, you just took over the mic and I'm on the Breakfast Club.
That's one of my biggest inspirations, actually. Is
Commercial next.
Yeah.
And after you get a plug for Heavy Hitters. Heavy Defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then boom, go back into the...
perfect.
Yeah, and then you go right back into the...
Perfect. Yes. Video next week. Let me just get my information correct. Featuring legendary hip-hop OG Buckshot, and that video actually dropped yesterday. So, Jonathan, where can people see this video?
You can just go on YouTube and type in Jonathan Emile Buckshot. You can get it, or you go to jonathanemile.com and you can get it there too.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That song was real crispy. I actually didn't get a chance to check out the video yet, but that gives me homework to do when I get home. And actually, those lyrics that I was supposed to send you, we got them for you here today. So I didn't forget about you.
Okay, all right. I was going to ask.
No,
it was real cool about the thing about that video is right before it came out.
Right.
I did a show in Ottawa at a festival, House of Paint.
Yes,
House of Paint.
Yeah.
Okay. And Buckshot was the headliner of the festival, and I was opening it. So we met, and he hadn't seen me, and we hadn't seen each other in a minute. So I showed him the video, and he was just there, just vibing to the music, and he was just like, "This is incredible, this is incredible. You gotta send this to me. I'll send it to Drew. I'll get it on satellite radio." So he was just so supportive, and he was just one of the realest dudes in the game. Him and KRS-One have been blessed in supporting me and really, encouraging me to move forward. So it's just a real blessing, and he's happy for the album to come out on the October 9th. Yeah.
As are we. And honestly, I mean, just one thing about I mean, we could talk a little bit about the city that always sleeps. We don't got to go into detail, but how I'm going to bring this full circle is, you know, a lot of the music here in Montreal, people, you know, pun intended, do tend to sleep on. And I think that the route that you've taken and going and getting the support from a lot of the OGs in the game, I mean, you know, KRS-One, Buckshot, you just named them all, so I don't need to name them again. But, I mean, just speak to how important that was to getting people to take your music a little bit more seriously.
Well, you know, a lot of the Montreal artists have realized, you know, shout out to iBlast who's in Toronto doing his thing right now.
Yeah.
And shout out to a bunch of people who are just out there doing what they got to do, is that, you know, Jesus was never popular in Nazareth. You feel me?
Bars.
So you gotta go out there and you gotta establish yourself outside of the city, and then when you come home, it's a different thing, you know. And in Montreal, you know, you got a lot of rap hipsters who are all about the stylistics and the aesthetics. They think rap is fashion or hip hop is fashion. I think it's a lot more than that, right? And you know, because people don't like the specific flavor and they might sleep a little bit. But you know what? That made me resilient. You know, I've not gotten 1 cent dime from Stephen Harper for a grant. I have not gotten, you know, accolades or support from a lot of the hip hop community. So what that does is it teaches me, okay, this is the formula. This is how we're gonna do it. This is how we're gonna change it.
And again, I mean, it's really kind of a duality to bring it back full circle to what we were talking about before, because you could do one or two things in that given situation. You could either let it affect you negatively and get depressed about it, or you can just let it make you stronger. And that's the fighter part of the Lover Fighter document. You know what I mean? So that's really what it is. We're gonna get into another record right about now. And this interview's not done, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming back with the rest of the interview, but right now we're going to get into Edge of the World, another insane feature. You got Murs on this record.
Murs is my dude, man. He saw the video yesterday. He was just like, wow, I love it. And then shout outs to his little cousin Nadia, who she was fighting leukemia, and he says that in the track. And he was just a pleasure to work with in the studio. And, you know, he's also been a very supportive brother out there on the West Coast.
Incredible. So let's get into that Edge of the World featuring Murs. It's Jonathan Emile, and that video will be dropping next week, people. DJ Blaster, take us away whenever you're ready. It's Heavy Hitters Radio, Ganawage, Montreal. Let's go! And that song was called Edge of the World, featuring none other than Murs. Again, the features on this album are incredible. I'm gonna let you go ahead and ask him more about that, Deba.
Yeah, exactly. Who else you got featured on the album that we can look forward to?
We got some local people. I got people doing the instrumentation. We got saxophone. We got cello. We got Kim Richardson doing some vocals, and she's a big star on the francophone side as well.
Absolutely.
Who else we got? We got this girl called Ashley Rose. She's an AIDS activist. Like this young girl. She's 16 years old. She's an incredible talent and speaker. We got this dude. He's a 15-year-old producer. Actually, I think he's 16 now. 16-year-old producer. His name's David Goodman, and he is incredible. And I gave him like this is first sort of major credit.
First look.
That's it. So you know the features are good, but the album is like very cohesive. You won't feel like, you know, they're just dropped in there. You know, everyone who featured on the album was invested in their verse.
That's good.
Like,
There's more to it than
sometimes it's
just
like sloppy. It's like,
I mean, you don't want to just throw features together for the name's sake.
Exactly. So, you know, I took my time with this album, and finally, it's available on pre-order right now on iTunes. But then, you know, it's gonna drop officially on the 9th of October. So I hope y'all go out and get it and support.
Well, I can definitely say we'll be buying 2 copies. You know,
you're not buying one, baby?
So make it free. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We'll be buying 3 copies. Again, that's the Lover Fighter document will be available October 9th. You can get your pre-orders in right now. Where can people get the pre-orders at?
They can get that on iTunes. Just go to the iTunes Music Store, type in Jonathan Emile, and download that right away. You get 4 free tracks today, and the rest of the album on the 9th.
And I forgot to mention real quick, that last song that you just heard featuring Murs was a Heavy Hitters Radio exclusive. So we definitely want to thank you guys for that. It was our honor to be the first to play it. We look forward to having you guys back, and we can definitely get more into this. C is in the building. We didn't get a chance to really get into anything today, but let's get him on the mic real quick.
What's up, yo?
How you doing, bruh?
Very, very good. Just blessed to be here, man.
And you gave us some CDs?
Yes, sir. I know that y'all about the clean version, so that was kind of just more for y'all. We gotta give y'all the edits on the low. You know?
Okay, and this is Notion, who you said was your brother?
Yes,
He's also an engineer?
Yes, Notion's an MC, producer, engineer. He engineered about the track you just heard with Merce, the Buckshot joint, and about probably a third of Jonathan's album. And he produced a lot of the stuff on the joints there, man. He's got his album coming up soon as well, his debut album. So we're staying real busy, man.
I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick.
Do it.
No, don't be nervous. It's nothing crazy. All I'm gonna say is that we're gonna want to have you come back so you can run your own in-depth interview, because we definitely, I mean, we've been playing C a lot here on the Heavy Hitters Radio
thank you
show.
guys, blessed.
And hey man, listen, this is my thing that I say. I haven't said it in a couple weeks, so real quick, we support good music. If you guys put out good music, which the both of you guys do, Heavy Hitters Radio is about that. So for anybody listening who wants to submit, Heavy Hitters K103@gmail.com, any genre, as long as it's clean, no cusses, and it's mixed and mastered, for Pete's sake. We will play your stuff. So real quick, before we get on out of here, I just want to thank you gentlemen one more time for coming through. Real quick, I'm going to get Jonathan to plug the social media. Both of you guys could just run down the social medias real quick. Where can people find you guys at and all of that good stuff?
Yeah, you can hit us up at jonathanemile.com. That's my website, jonathanemile.com. And of course, you can check out the highseasoncode.com.
Yeah.
Check out the whole family, and of course, the movement fam.
Yes.
From down under the way up
yes.
over. All the way all day, every day. Check out the movementfam.com.
That's a real transition.
Yeah, it's not a joke thing, man. It's been hectic, but it's been good. Y'all have been blessed to us, man. Just hopefully Uncle Stephen Harper lets us stay.
Yeah,
dealing with that.
We're praying for you, man.
Thank you very much.
Hey, go vote against Harper.
Again.
If you're not gonna vote against Harper, you can just stay your ass home.
Pretty much.
And real quick, those opinions are not the opinions of Heavy.
Of course,
we have no comment on that. That does not reflect K103 and all of that good stuff. But before we get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna plug DJ Blaster's appearances for the weekend. So this Friday, you can catch DJ Blaster at Rumors Lounge in NDG. Saturday, you can catch him at Bank Nightclub on 390 St. Jacques, and Sunday, as per usual, he will be at Blue Dog for church. Any information on that, you can go email info@djblaster.com. We got Uptown Classics coming up next. Keep it locked on your local radio station, K103.7 FM, and we're going to send you guys out of here with a little bit of C featuring Jonathan Emile, because that is kind of relevant with This Is All I Know. We will see you guys next week. Stay heavy, my friends.
Peace.
Very nice.